The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
And it's Friday.
I created a monster, cause nobody wants to see Marshall no more. They want shady, I'm chopped liver. Well, if you want shady, this is what I'll give you. A little bit of weed mixed with some hard liquor, some vodka that'll jumpstart my heart quicker than a shock when I get shocked at the hospital by the doctor when I'm not cooperating. When I'm rocking the table while he's operating. Hey! You waited this long to stop debating, cause I'm back, I'm on the rag and ovulating. I know that you got a job, Miss Cheney, but your husband's heart problem's complicating. So the FCC won't let me be, or let me be me, so let me see. They try to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty without me.
Okay, let's go. It's Friday, and we're going to get you 4 hours closer to the weekend. And a lot of people checking right now, like they work second shift, third shift, and they get off right now, and some of their weekends started. So bravo. Congratulations.
Oh,
Starting right now.
must be glorious.
Ah, so good with the sun coming up. It's beautiful outside. Yeah. Well, however you're with us. 312-591-8300. That's how you check in with us no matter what's on your mind. We have a lot today to get into. Casey, okay back there?
I'm doing okay, Brian. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good. Kenzie, how you feeling?
Oh, good.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's National Donut Day. Everybody should have a smile on their face.
It's
right.
donut day.
And, of course, go to Dunkin'. They got a lot of deals going on to get your donuts. We got some donuts on the way from Dunkin'
I
coming.
know.
4 minutes away. Everybody tracking my Uber Eats, and it's 4 minutes away.
Is it already 4 minutes away?
Yeah, this is what we do in the big city. You want Dunkin' Donuts at 6 in the morning, you get Dunkin' Donuts
That
at 6 in the
was
morning.
zippy.
Yep.
You just ordered that.
Well, I tip them big, too.
Oh, yeah, big spender.
Well, okay, let's go. Let's break that down. How much did the order cost just for the donuts?
Well, funny you ask, because Brian had a special order that costed more.
So okay, let's just recap here what happened here just a few moments ago.
This is why we can't have anything nice. This is exactly why.
Case wanted to do a nice thing and buy a half dozen donuts for me and Kenzie, and I guess him for him too. I guess he's gonna eat some.
Yeah, I'm going to plan on it.
And he goes, so what do you want? And first off, Kenzie got a donut, but also got a special breakfast she added on. So it wasn't just me.
Well,
What'd you add? An egg white?
Because I'm on a very strict diet, and I'm like, well, I got to get like something healthy. Can I order something healthy? And Case is like, well, I'm getting a dozen donuts, and I'm like, right. But if I can just add it on, I'll Zell you. But let me just throw my little healthy scoop of greeny greens on there, and so that is not in his recent search history. I had to find that. I had to go deep diving.
What'd you add on?
A green goddess breakfast wrap.
Ooh, what is in that?
It's like it's healthy, just like spinach, feta cheese, tomatoes, like things like that.
Are there eggs in there?
I don't know. I know that it's I'm allowed to eat it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's an add-on right there.
So that was $7.
Ooh, okay. So Case was planning on probably the half dozen probably was $7.
Half dozen donuts on the app is $11.
Okay.
That's what I
so
had in
mine
mind.
is like a steal.
Sure.
No, because mine was cheaper, but I did have an add-on. I said, I want a coffee roll, which then took in 5 minutes of ripping from Kenzie and Case about how I don't like coffee. I go, you don't understand. A coffee roll doesn't taste like coffee.
He's a pain in the ass about coffee all the time. And then
Coffee doesn't mean coffee.
Yeah.
And then you need a coffee roll.
Now, I didn't know this because I go in Dunkin' and I'll get like a dozen, and I just add on the coffee roll, and I don't know it costs more than the other dozen.
It does.
So it costs $3. It's an add-on for that.
Are they massive or something?
They're a little bigger.
Yeah.
And I guess that's it. And it's also full. There's no hole in it. It's a.
There's no hole in this donut.
Yeah, technically it's not a donut. It's kind of like a
roll?
a cinnamon roll, like kind of thingy, coffee roll.
Yeah.
I guess people that drink coffee dunk them in their coffee, maybe.
Oh, Dunkin'.
Yeah. Exactly.
sense.
Exactly.
But you didn't get coffee because you don't drink coffee.
I don't drink coffee.
Yeah, so you just dunk it in what? Your mouth?
My Coke Zero. I dunk them in my Coke Zero and lick the Coke Zero off the coffee roll.
delicious.
Oh, it's so good.
So the half dozen donuts were $11.
Uh-huh.
Kenzie's sandwich was $7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian's coffee roll is an additional $3. That takes the total to $20.94, and then you add on a $3 service fee and other fees, and then I tipped them $5 for a grand total for a dozen donuts and a sandwich. It cost me $30 to get it here.
Case is like, well, I'll just do this for a few dollars.
Okay, so I'm going to do a night to give everybody $1 donut each. It's going to be great. And now for the weekend, he's $30 light.
You know when you think, like, you know, you could just do something little and make everybody's day better. Like, I'm just going to spend a few dollars and I'm going to bring some joy. And now we can't afford to go to a concert tonight.
That's a shame. I want to give a little plug, though, because Duncan's deal today is if you buy a coffee or some other beverage, you purchase a drink, you get one classic donut for free.
So not a coffee roll. Listen,
No, 'cause
Brian.
that's an extra add-on. But that includes like a glazed, a chocolate frosted, the jelly. So those are free if you get a drink at Dunkin' today for National Donut
Case,
Day.
we should have added a drink to all that. And then we could have gotten another.
It would all been free if you got a drink.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
All right, here we go. Props to Dunkin'. We just started our donut day. Case got us some Dunkin'. Well, he got us donuts, and then he got extra donut for me because I wanted the coffee roll with a little add-on there. And then Kenzie got some extra breakfast. So we got paid today, but Case...
I didn't get extra breakfast. I got healthy breakfast. You're making it sound like I'm a lard ass. And I'm like, well, that's not enough donuts.
Okay.
I needed to order something healthy.
That was extra.
Because unlike you, I stick to my diet when I'm on it.
I'm not on one,
But you, even when you were.
but I still won that contest.
Okay, that's different. Because you starved yourself for one day. It's a totally different conversation.
Hey, when I got to win, I'm very competitive.
There you go.
So, also reminding you, when you go to Dunkin' today, you purchase a drink and you get one classic donut for free. How about that for your Dunkin'? But, man, they got here in like a minute. And so thank you, Case. Appreciate the coffee roll. Thanks for the extra money on that.
No problem. I'm sharing the love today. Sharing the love. Can we talk to our crew member, Dakota, real quick? We want to spread the love with her, too.
Oh, Dakota, what's going on? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, guys. All right. So what's going on? So I had 19 teeth extracted 2 days ago.
What?
And now, yes, indeed. So I'm kind of pondering it. But I am now in full dentures.
Oh,
Full
wow.
dentures. How do they feel?
So right now, I'm honestly, it went much better than I thought it would and has. Sleeping was more difficult, only because it's kind of rubbing up on part of my gum. But other than that, I can speak pretty okay.
I was going to say, you sound so normal for your entire, mouth getting totaled. You know?
Totaled.
Basically, thank you. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that because I can't tell.
Now,
Yeah.
do you have like the really like headlight bright teeth now, like celebrities and band people have now?
Yes and no. So I made sure that they, as some people said, make sure you don't get horse teeth. And I'm like, I will make sure of it. So I don't have that. But they do look like a full set of just good normal teeth. So I'm very pleased. I'm very happy with them.
Good. That's amazing. You want to give a shout out to the place that did it for you?
Yes, Aspen Dental, and I couldn't recommend them more because they are so kind and they listen. If you have an issue, they will take care of you. They listen to your concerns. They know that I am sensitive because of my multiple sclerosis, so they're very kind, very gentle. They take their time, and they are just A+. So I recommend them 10 out of 10.
Wow.
Those pearly whites, girl. Look at you.
Yeah. So I'm excited. So thank you, guys.
Did they have any coffee rolls over there in the waiting room?
You know what? No, they don't.
Oh, they probably
You
can.
did an
they don't.
entire coffee roll.
Dakota, we love you and glad it's going good.
Thank you so much. You guys have a fantastic Friday, and please enjoy those donuts for me because I don't think I can get around to that. So thank you.
We are.
Blend one of yours up, you know.
Thank you, Dakota. Take care, girl.
Thanks. You too.
Recover well. I'm going to enjoy this coffee roll. It's already half gone. Coming up, a fact that makes your brain go. With Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and it's 8 o'clock on Friday here where we do Case's movie reviews. So what happens with these, if you have not been here for it before, is I mentioned Case, the producer, a 25-year-old guy, hasn't seen any big movies, but now he has for the last 3 or 4 months. I got so tired of making movie references and him not knowing what I was talking about. It's very annoying. It's very annoying.
Tell me how you really feel.
So now he's been forced each week to watch a movie. And what was last week? Was it Jaws? 2 weeks ago, I mean, wasn't it?
Yeah, because last Friday was Memorial Day.
That's right.
And so 2 Fridays ago, it was Jaws.
Yes. So he's enjoyed this. He's a better person now because he's seen these big movies that all y'all have seen.
I'd like to think so because I enjoy music before my time and I enjoy TV before my time, but movies are just a blind spot in general. I feel like I'm learning a lot about myself and a lot about the world every Friday because of this.
And this is recommended by you guys out there, the crew members.
Our crew member Dodger Boy specifically mentioned it's the 80th anniversary of D-Day this week. Why did I watch Saving Private Ryan? And that was a great idea. Made my life easier. One less thing I had to come up with.
So did Case like Saving Private Ryan, or is he going to somehow rip one of the greatest movies of all time?
The troops, the American country.
Stay tuned because it's coming up, his review.
Now I'm starting to really question what we decided to do here.
Well, that's the mystery of the review. You never know what's going to happen in the lens of a 25-year-old. But here is the trailer to take you back to when this movie came out, July 24th, 1998.
8 soldiers were chosen to find one man.
Some private lost 3 of his brothers and he's got a ticket home.
They didn't know how.
It's a tough assignment. That's why you got it.
They didn't know where. They didn't know why.
What is happening? Finding him. If that earns me the right to get back to my wife, well then, that's my mission.
Tom Hanks, Edward Burns, Tom Sizemore, Matt Damon, Saving Private Ryan. A film by Steven Spielberg. Rated R. Starts Friday, July 24th.
We say this every time. Movie trailers back then were so much better than they are now.
Oh, I miss the narration.
In a world.
Yes.
That guy.
I want to be in whatever. I don't need to hear anything else. That world. I want to be in it.
That's Don LaFontaine, who sadly passed away, and then they didn't really replace that kind of voice after that. Also,
what a monopoly. I do all the movies.
Yeah.
They're like, what kind? No, all of them. I get every movie. It doesn't matter. It could be comedy, drama. No, I get all the movies.
who's that guy that goes, in a world? Bring that guy and we'll do that. It'd be great.
He gets
I
all
have an
of them.
idea.
Also, I want to make a note in the trailer. This movie is littered with cameos of A-level actors today. It was Tom Hanks, Ed Burns. Matt Damon wasn't mentioned until 4th of the stars in that movie. Tom Sizemore was mentioned 3rd.
And no mention of Ted Danson, Paul Giamatti, Bryan Cranston. It's a loaded lineup.
So anyway, here we go, Case. Saving Private Ryan, your review, 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, by the way.
So when this came out, this was 1998. Did you see this in theaters, Brian?
I did.
Okay. What do you remember about that? Was it a big deal to see this?
It was a big deal because it was Tom Hanks, who's done a lot of funny movies, and he started to do some, other kinds of movies, but this was so obviously the most serious topic you can have in America in a way, D-Day, and the people that had passed and fought for our freedoms. And Tom Hanks, people were thinking, can he play a tough soldier guy? And of course, he proved he can and did, and brought all these people along for it for an incredible movie. And Steven Spielberg, of course, he's touching it, so it's probably going to be awesome.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not a bad lineup.
Not a bad track record.
No, there you go.
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan. Everybody wants to talk about the first 20 minutes of this movie.
So just since you asked about the theater, when you were in the theater, and did you see it in the theater, Kenzie?
No.
You did not see it in the theater.
No.
God.
Hey, when did it come out?
98.
Yeah, not alive.
You're
Or wait, no, 98?
You were 4. You were 4,
I
right?
was 3.
It's a good movie.
So,
for,
no, it
good,
was-
good movie for the kids.
Fun for the whole family.
We didn't have a family night at that one.
Kenzie like, Elmo. Nope. Saving Private Ryan.
Well, they got to learn.
Because that first 20 minutes is without question one of the most magnificent displays of cinematography and horror in a movie in history.
So I didn't know anything about this movie. I really didn't even know that Tom Hanks was in it until I started watching it. Like I had no real knowledge of it. But as we've talked about on the show before, Brian and I live in the same neighborhood, so we leave work together most days, and he drops me off at my apartment, which I greatly appreciate. And I told him yesterday, I said, all right, I'm going to go home and watch Saving Private Ryan. And I'm getting out of his Nissan Rogue, and he looks at me and he goes, hey, the first 20 minutes, get ready. And I didn't know what that meant. I thought maybe it was going to be sexual. And I was like, hell yeah, rubbing my hands together.
Great, you had a box of Kleenex next to you. Used for a completely different reason.
It's 20 minutes of soldiers saying goodbye to their side pieces.
It was not that.
No.
It was
No.
D-Day.
Yeah.
And it was a lot. The thing about the first 20 minutes of this movie is that it's never not so loud. It's just like, and I wasn't watching in a movie theater.
It's like being at Twisted Christmas. It's unbelievable.
I was watching in my 1-bedroom apartment in Uptown, and I just couldn't believe how loud everything was. I turned the TV down. It was still too loud. It was
That's a weird take.
I'm not even saying it's good or bad. It was just by the end of it all, I felt like I was on the beach. I was exhausted, and I was just watching it. I wasn't firing a gun at all.
That's what it took you right there to the beach and the horror that those guys experienced. Do you have any surround sound?
No. I'm sorry, my broke ass doesn't have surround sound.
So you're using that
Looking
crap.
at your TV on the ground, just sitting there.
Do you got like a TV speaker, like from your flat screen, which are usually little cheap speakers?
I just have the TV.
Yeah.
Oh, so not that loud, huh?
No.
Can't be.
It still was loud though for
It
you.
was really loud. It was just, oh my God, it wouldn't stop. It was so loud. It was so intense.
That's just such a funny thing to say first about this amazing movie.
Well, especially if your little crap TV like speaker.
How many inches you got?
12. Right?
No, it's more than 12. I got a TV for Christmas. I think it's
From who?
my parents.
Nice parents.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. My parents
parents-
love me. I know I have to apologize for that around here.
No, but you always make this comment about like I'm uncomfortable texting them, but they sent you TVs. Do you think you'd want to text them all the time?
Well, I opened it underneath the Christmas tree. They didn't send it to me. Santa sent it. I opened it on Christmas
It
Day.
got sent by Santa.
I know it's like a 50-inch TV.
Okay, it's good size.
I have had a good year. You know, what can I say?
We're such a good kid. He texts him once a month, so he deserved a TV.
It was just, I don't know. Brian, what was your reaction the first time you watched it? Because I couldn't believe what I was watching.
Well, yeah. I mean, I couldn't believe how far they went in showing you the horrors of war. I mean, there's literally the most graphic things I've ever seen on a movie screen. Where
Which says a lot coming from you.
I've seen a lot of stuff.
I know.
Some of those theaters that you don't go to.
Is that right?
What does that mean?
I'm not going to get into it.
There you go.
You see that kind of stuff in theaters?
There are some theaters you can go to, Kenzie,
No.
in some neighborhoods.
An entire theater? Like you're sitting next to people and you're all eating popcorn while you're doing that and watching it?
Everybody send in your zip code. Kenzie will send you the address to the
No.
closest adult movie theater there is.
I've never heard of this. They have adult movie theaters? Like they just show porn? And you go in a group?
Kenzie, you're such a naive little child.
Why would anybody want to do that with other people you don't know?
Well, because back in the day, you couldn't just open up a phone and look at everything like you can now. But some of those theaters have survived that world for some reason.
Could you imagine? Oh, God. I wouldn't, like, the chairs? No, thank you. What? I just sit down. This is an iconic building. No, thank you.
Oh, boy.
Wow. So Saving Private Ryan.
So back to Saving Private Ryan, not in a adult theater.
Greatest Generation, The Troops, America, F yeah. It's a very good movie. It's too long. I'll say that right now.
I knew you were going to say that.
It's 3 hours. It's too long. There's 2 different parts where they could shave off time, and I think the movie would be better. After D-Day, there's like a 20-minute period where they're all just going like, oh, that was a lot. That was kind of crazy.
Sorry, it was a lot. Sorry. They just basically tried to free France there. And,
Well, it's a true story, Case. They can't let's make it easier for everyone.
Well,
10,000
not
died.
second by second. It's not a documentary. They could have cut time after D-Day in the movie. The other place they could have cut time was after they find Private Ryan, and not the fake Private Ryan, because they find a decoy.
How funny is that scene?
You know who he looks like? Next time you watch Saving Private Ryan, remember this. He looks like Gronk. And so they
my God.
Yeah, Rob Gronkowski. So they find fake Saving Private Ryan, and I'm like, oh my God, is that Gronk? Is he in this movie? What a cast.
He's a time traveler.
But
He looks great, man.
He really does. He aged wonderfully. But after they find Matt Damon, the real Private Ryan, there's just a lull in the movie before that final battle scene that I doesn't think need to be there. And that's the only time that I really lost interest. And I was looking at the phone and I was, checking emails, and that doesn't carry very well. But for the most part, for a long-ass movie, which I think that's the only time that's ever been said about Saving Private Ryan, is it's a long-ass movie.
Yeah.
It carries for the most part. I think this is a very good, not great movie. And I shout out to the troops at D-Day. Respect, brave men, braver than I'll ever be. I love it. Movie could have been shorter.
Can I ask a question? Did you know what happened at D-Day, or were you learning about D-Day?
I was a little surprised to see just how much carnage was there. I was unprepared for the vomit and the bullets
The
and
vomit?
everything. Yeah, because they're throwing up at the start of the movie.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Here's what I'll say
I don't
about
remember the vomit.
Yeah, they're on those boats that are going to the beach, and they got the waves are out of control. In reality, you see, one little history lesson.
Please.
They almost had to postpone it because of the.
Postpone D-Day like
There's
a
a rain delay.
concert.
That was a bad word actually to use, but that's what they were going to do. They were going to postpone it for like a week or two, but they knew Hitler. He knew what was going on. He kind of had an idea there was going to be an attack, and so they knew if they did it right now, they had to go. It would be still a surprise, but if they waited just one day, Hitler would have found out. So they had to go in, and then the water and the waves were out of control going in.
Here's the thing that shocks me the most whenever I read, especially about World War II and the Korean War, even by Vietnam, I think technology had advanced to a degree that this doesn't matter as much. Whenever I hear about World War II, I can't believe they found the places they were looking for. The fact that they sailed to the right beach is mind-blowing. They could have ended up in Turks and Caicos with all their machine guns and just unloaded on that beach and then been like, oh, I guess we're in the wrong spot. I don't know how. I mean, I can't get to Naperville without extreme GPS, navigational systems helping me out. I don't know how they were flying planes across the world and sailing the Atlantic and getting to the exact spot they wanted to go to. That always blows my mind.
So that's what you're taking away from Saving Private Ryan. They found the right beach. They got to the right beach. There was no girls in bikinis out there in Antigua.
I know, that's the thing. They could have ended up in the wrong spot so easily. I would have no idea. Like, if it was my job to drop the atomic bomb, I would have ended up in a different continent. I'm right over Nagasaki right now. How would you know that?
You know what's even more interesting is that, yes, how did they find the right one? Also, how do you know you're on the right one?
Thank you.
Because, okay, fine, you got there. But right now, we Google pictures and we're like, oh, this is the spot. Yeah. This is what it looks like.
And you still sometimes can't tell you're in the right spot.
Yeah,
that doesn't look at the same building.
Right. So you show up on the beach and, like, you've never even seen a picture of it.
No.
Yeah, I know. No, I understand where you're
Wait,
coming
is that
from.
Chipotle? Is that the Chipotle I'm looking for? It looks different.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about maybe they remodeled it. It's like even Finding Private Ryan. They're like, hey, it's Ryan from Iowa. Good luck. And then they have to ask everybody, like, hey, are you Ryan from Iowa? No. Oh, okay. I guess we'll keep on looking then.
And they even found a Ryan.
I know.
He looked like Gronk.
He looked like Gronk. He's like, oh, I'm a different Ryan from Iowa.
Oh, it's based on a true story.
I love when they tell him his brothers die, and then they find out it's the wrong guy. He's like, well, they were just back home, man. Like, what's going on? When they find the fake Private Ryan.
Says they're
love it?
Yeah. Well, because he says they're in middle school. How are they in this battle over overseas?
Well, they didn't have a picture of the right Ryan.
That's
That's what I
right.
mean. No picture reference is
All
very
right.
tough.
So, final rating.
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan. I enjoyed it. We're not going to rate it out of joints. I had a bunch of texts come in recently because we did Dazed and Confused last week.
That's
we forgot
right.
about that.
That's right.
And I rated it out of 10 joints. We will not rate
No.
Saving Private Ryan out of 10 joints.
We will
rate
not.
it. We'll rate it out of American flags.
Yep.
If Shawshank is 10 out of 10 prison cells and Braveheart is 1 out of 10 blue-faced warriors, I think Saving Private Ryan is 7 American flags out of 10.
You got to give it. I would say you have to give it like 7.9 if you're going to do it like that.
I'm going strong 7.
That's not
strong
fair.
7.
It has to be higher than
Yeah,
that.
I think so too.
Wah, wah.
Look, we're up against it here. Case, good review. If you just got to the end of it, it'll be on the podcast. We have a really special announcement for you coming up here at 8:25 about a pop-up.
Yeah,
another
baby.
pop-up.
Q101 pop-up coming.
So let's go to break with this. Since you talked a lot about how you learned about history with this movie, and Kenzie brought up, did you even know about?
What was D-Day? Like, I wonder how many people watch this. Like, based on a true story.
Yeah.
When did this happen?
Well, our great friend Nate Bargatze, the comedian, has a great story about learning about history.
That's why I get
Whoops, let me get rid of the war music there. I don't want to give
I
Nate
felt like I was
some-
going into battle
I
again.
know,
I felt
here we
like I was
go.
at
That's
D-Day.
why I get nervous as I get older, because I am already not smart, and I'm in my prime right now. I don't read any books. I don't do it, and I think that matters. I do think that matters. Reading, I believe, is the key to smart. That's what I've always said, and I don't do it because every book is just the most words. It doesn't let up. I mean, every page is more word. It's like, what are you talking about there? Put some blank pages in there. Let me get my head above water for 2 seconds. I want to learn more about history because I don't know anything. And So I'm trying to figure it out. I can tell I don't know anything about history because every history movie I watch on the edge of my seat. What is going to happen? I don't know. I watched the movie Pearl Harbor, and I was as surprised as they were.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We broke this news yesterday. Well, we didn't break the news about the Bears playing in London. You knew that. Chicago Bears, high feature of the NFL this offseason, going into the season, because they're going to be on Hard Knocks with Caleb Williams and all the draft picks and finally an offense. It could be, in fact, it is the most anticipated year of the Bears in my memory coming in here. And we're going to London. Let's go.
I'm so excited.
This is incredible. So the link is up now at Q101.com. It's Q101.com/London. And we've put together not just a trip to go see an incredible football game against the Jacksonville Jaguars at Tottenham Stadium. This is going to be an experience for you in London. We've made it work out where you can get there. And like for me, when I first went over, I did this once to see the football game in London, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Jaguars. I still talk about that trip to everybody and how amazing it was because I'd never been anywhere outside the United States. And so I did that. Got a passport and went and did it. One of my most memorable trips with my then girlfriend, now wife. And so this can be that for you. I really believe that.
Well, it's going to be that for me because I've never been to London. I've gone outside the country before. I've never been to London. I am so excited about this. And for me, it's like, obviously I really want to see the Bears in London. But when they told us, of course, we're going to do some work while we're there with the show. And I'm like, oh, I hope it's not like you're flying in the day before the show, day before the game, and then you have to leave right away. Because I'm like, I want to see it. I haven't experienced it. And what's amazing about this package is this is the trip you'd take to London if there wasn't a Bears game. But there is a Bears game, so you're also doing that. It's so incredible. It's so many things that were on my bucket list to do in London.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, if you add up the plane ticket and a Bears ticket. And by the way, if you look up London packages, because of course you are starting to sell them, none of them include the Bears ticket. So ours is the only one that has that Bears ticket in it.
Yeah.
So just the flight, a nice vetted hotel, because they're a little different with hotels in different countries. Just a heads up.
Kenzie vetted it, the hotel.
Let me tell you something, because I ain't staying in no junkie schmunky. I'm not playing with it. So I went and looked. Very, very nice. Very highly rated. Loved it. Chef's kiss. The Bears game. And then all those individual activities, I'm like, I mean, this trip would be significantly more than what you could get it for if you book all these things individually. This package is so dope. I love it.
Facts on that all the way through. And it's a premium Bears ticket with a game day experience that's also included with the London experience. So this is something fantastic. We're so excited about it because we give you the best music experiences without question, better than any other radio station in the country. And I mean that. I believe that, and it's true when I see it. I talk to people all over the country. And this is cool to dive into the sports world now with this show and this station of giving you an experience like that. Same level, quality, elite trip with your flight, your hotel, a premium ticket to the game, luxury coaches for all transfers and tours. And all these tours are the must-see landmarks of London that you've heard about. You will be there with us.
Well, and it's also nerve-wracking. I know Megan has traveled so much, so now you have ended up traveling a lot. And me and my husband do as well. It's a little scary sometimes when you're booking stuff internationally because you're like, well, I hope this company is reliable. Like, I'm just sending this over. I hope they exist when I show up. That could be a little scary.
Sure.
So this is also, there's a comfort there. Like, you're like, well, I know Q101 exists.
Yeah,
so that's nice.
Yeah, we're going to be fine. We're here.
To feel safe and secure.
You can go see all the details and do it now because if you book before the end of June, you only have to put a deposit down right now to get on the trip. So before the end of June, you got like 3.5 weeks. Details are at Q101.com/London. Q101.com/London.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.